Sharing how to make this pinecone wreath. I saw a beautiful pinecone wreath at Pottery Barn and loved it. When I was at the thrift store, I found a big bag full of pine cones for a few dollars, so I took that as my sign to try making my own. For this project, you'll need pine cones, I've linked some below, a wreath form. The bigger you use, the more pine cones you'll need, so you may not want to go too big, and some hot glue. This is really easy to make, just like the dried orange wreath we shared last year. Start by laying out some pine cones along the wreath form, seeing what works and how they'll fit together. Then just start gluing the pine cones to the wreath form. Keep adding pine cones, fitting them as close together as possible. Honestly, when I was first starting this, I thought it might not turn out so great. It was looking kind of awkward with the first few I glued on. But I just kept adding and gluing, hoping it would look good in the end, which it did. I didn't really have a pattern or design for adding the pine cones. I wanted it to have an organic, natural look, so I glued the pine cones on facing various directions. Some of my pine cones were too round, so I would break pieces off one side so that they would fit better on the wreath form or alongside other pine cones. And while I was making it, I would occasionally pick up the wreath and make sure everything was staying in place. Once I had the whole wreath filled, I went back and added more where it looked like it needed some. It was helpful to hang this and see where it looked like more pine cones needed to be added. Here's the finished pinecone wreath and what it looks like from the back. I decided it needed a little something more, so I added a bow. And yes, I really need to work on learning how to tie a bow. Where's my mom when I need her? She's good at this. Once I tied the bow, I just glued that on. And that's it. Now I've got my own cute pinecone wreath.